morning, everyone in India, and thank you, Hemant, joining all the way from Australia for us. This is a student broadcast series, and you are the first one who has joined all the way from Australia from us. So, thank you very much. Let me introduce Hemant Jagtap properly and officially. Mr. Hemant Jagtap is our student who is studying currently at Perth in the prestigious University of Western Australia, and almost a year, I guess, that he is being studying there at the University of Western Ontario, Western Australia campus. So, Hemant, firstly, good evening, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Neha ma'am. Thank you, Amit sir. Thank you for
Okay.
such a good and gracious introduction for sure.
Okay, great. So I will ask Neha ma'am to ask you some questions now. I'll be there during the meeting. We will do it for 20-25 minutes. That's it, not more than that. So Neha, over to you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. First of all, hi, Hemant, and thank you for joining our podcast. So my first question is like, how is your university and how is the course which you are doing?
So I am enrolled in the course of business analytics over here. Secondly, the university comes under G8. So it has a huge campus of around 250 acres. And being a complete university, it has different sections in it. The arts and the literature section is different. The engineering section is different. The business section is different. In which I belong to the business section, where I am doing my master's. And my course and my units are completely aligned with the markets which are right now running in Australia. It is a techno-commercial course, so I come under the umbrella of technical as well as the commercial sector, as I hold the experience of around 3.5 years working for MNCs. I can completely relate with it.
Okay. And what about the course structure? How is it?
The course structure has been divided in 2 years, 4 semesters, and each semester you have to take 4 units, in which you can evade taking 5 units if your value addition is crossing over 75%, which I had done this semester. I have taken 5 units this semester, including an internship. So it is kind of good to understand how you study and how you implement side by side.
Okay. I just wanted to know that have you means how is the city and how is the climate like? Have you adjusted over there?
Yeah, I have been completely aligned with the city. There is 4 months of summer and 8 months of rains plus winter. I have not seen dust over here, so that is the biggest difference between India and Australia, that there is no dust in the air. And it kind of feel different, but that's what you pay taxes for over here, and it is completely seen. That's
Okay.
how it makes you feel reliable as a citizen or as a student in a country.
Okay. Tell me about your this part-time job. How do you adjust your academics and part-time jobs?
So right now I'm into a part-time job where I'm managing a store, and I'm aligning that management with the academics, as my academics course structure, especially in the universities, you get an option to set your timetable according to your preference. Whereas there is this major difference between colleges and universities, where colleges provide you the timetable, while universities give you the choice to make your timetable according to your convenience. Libraries are open 24/7. And as there is offline lectures, there are also online lectures which are recorded. It is just limited to lectures, but the workshops, seminars, or the laboratory would be taken care of by the university in the university. You will not get any kind of recorded lectures on it.
Okay. And what are the timings of your part-time job?
It's 3 days in a week, and around 6 hours, because as a student you are allowed to work for 24 hours in a week in
Okay.
Australia.
Okay. And what about like have you researched anything like the program which you're doing? Does Australia is having or Perth is having the career opportunities in those?
There are various career opportunities in business analytics. First is where I was searching on the official website of Australia government. Uh, I got to understand that there are three domains where business analytics is right now flourishing. First is supply chain. Second is warehousing,
Okay.
and third is marketing analytics. So right now, I guess for agribusinesses and agribusiness analytics, they are trying their best to introduce those units also in our courses, wherein people over here really like this country and want to do something for their own benefit. As a student, when I was sitting in the seminar hall, in the whole seminar hall, I generally found out that there were around 30 to 35% Asians, around next 35 to 40% Indians. The rest are from UK, Britain, and 2 to 3% from Australia. I don't understand why, but in analytics sectors, Australia is not booming that much, as I want to say, by their own citizens, but they want to hire Indians because they are very good at analytics as well as software management, as India is the biggest giver of softwares to the
Hmm.
world. So I believe that. And that opportunity really expands your radius, not just for Australia, but for Singapore, for UAE, as well as Australia.
Okay. Sir, can you just unmute yourself, sir? Amit, sir?
Yes, I have done that,
S-
Neha.
yeah, sir, do you wish to ask some questions to Hemant, like any more
Yes.
advanced questions, like?
Yes. Hemant, I have two, three questions to you to summarize and conclude the session. My first question is generally when it comes to Australia from Nashik, students are mostly asking about Sydney and Melbourne. Melbourne,
Okay.
Sydney. That's it. I mean to say students come and they tell, I want to go to Australia. I want to go to either Sydney and Melbourne. And no doubt, Sydney and Melbourne are the most populated and advanced cities of Australia.
Mm-hmm.
So I personally believe that students should think about cities like Perth, where you are studying, or Adelaide, or other cities of Australia. So, what do you
Mm-hmm.
say whether Perth offers good opportunities for students from India?
I believe yes, because there are certain criteria of birth which really allow students to gain more points in order to get their further achievements in the particular country. Like if someone is aiming for having a permanent residency or someone is aiming for having a citizenship over the country, then there is a point based system over here in which you will get an additional regional points for the cities like Perth, Adelaide over Sydney, Melbourne. No doubt, Sydney, Melbourne is completely technical cities. Like you can go into IT sector, IT framing, and data structure, data warehousing over there. But similarly, uh, the regional cities of Adelaide have manufacturing sector oriented and concentrated towards it, while the city of Perth have the logistics and the shipping sector included over here, as it is very near to the coast. I guess around 4 to 5 big companies have their hold over the harbors, and there are more than 600 yards and ships in order to commence them. International ships are around 200 plus. So there is a huge scope in marine sector also.
Okay, so what I can understand is it's not that students should go only to Melbourne and Sydney, but they can think of coming into Perth or Adelaide or other cities, right?
Yeah, it is completely dependent on the domain of the uh, student, in what domain he wants to make the career.
Okay, so which career you recommend in Perth?
So I recommend the three career umbrellas which I earlier said. First is the marketing analytics, wherein you just not study about market, you study it about the primary research, secondary research, and the tertiary research with respect to the market. The second is the supply chain and logistics department, in which you study the intercontinental transport, the export and imports of the country. And third is warehousing business, where you can set up your own warehouses, rent them, and also work as a warehouse manager, wherein you will get an exposure of internal supply chain and logistics of the Perth, as well as the interconnecting cities throughout the Perth or the Adelaide.
Okay, okay. Now I will come to the second thing, which is the cost of education or living expenses. Uh, do you believe that Perth is less expensive than Melbourne and Sydney?
Definitely, it comes under a regional sector. So, with comparison to Sydney or Melbourne or Canberra, it is completely valid to say that it is cheaper.
So how much monthly expenses a student generally has to incur in staying in Perth?
1000 AUD for sure. That's
It's
the minimum.
minimum. Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
And what is an approximate earning by a part-time job? Is it possible to earn those $1,000 or it is not possible?
it is easy to earn because, according to being a student, on first note, it is 3 to 4 cases out of 10 that you will get into technology sector. But if you really aim for it, everyone is earning over here, no doubt. Everyone has a job and they do require manpower. Initially, you will get physical jobs, which are quite easy to commence and quite easy to start with. People over here also do Uber Eats, Uber delivery services, as well as the part-time jobs also include the taxi services, which are done by students. Job is a job, and I personally feel that it is quite easy to gain 1000 AUD in 2 weeks for sure, so that you can save and you can also repay any financial debt if you have.
Okay, so that means that a student can earn more than the living expenses, right? I'm going to say some more amount than the living expenses. So some part of the tuitions can also be borne by the student, right?
Completely, yes.
That's an awesome thing actually, because when it comes to on paper, Australian education looks very expensive because the tuition fees plus the living expenses, it goes above 50, 60, at times 70 lakhs also in Australia on paper. But I always keep telling students that you will earn some part of it, like definitely, and you can vouch that. And everyone, not just you, all my students from Australia, they tell the same thing, that if you drive taxis or if you work in stores as a manager, you can definitely earn more than living expenses and you can repay some part of your tuitions or some part of a loan also, which is a very good news for us. And
Yes.
and the last question for the day is, do you believe that Australia is really a good destination for Indian students to study as compared to other destinations like US, Canada, UK, Ireland? Do you think that Australia has equal opportunities and good opportunities for Indian students?
Australia's in overall, Australia, Sydney, Melbourne, Canberra, Adelaide, and Perth has adequate amount of opportunities because Australia was the least affected country post COVID and pre COVID. And the index has also been very stable since then. I completely believe that Australia is self sufficient enough to understand what is required in the market and how to implement it. And Indian students are well more adaptable than any students where I have seen over here. They adapt very well, they get merged into colony very well, and they make their connections very well. So these three things will definitely matter in Australia, which is very well done by Indian students till date.
And cities like Perth are very safe, right, for the Indian students or any international student for that sake, right?
Yes, so regional city. In fact, if I talk about the metropolitan cities like Sydney, Melbourne, Canberra, they are the best with respect to safety. And when it comes to Perth or Adelaide, they are a bit isolated. So you may feel isolated from the metro region connectivity or some, but online supplies and the technological advancement as at par with respect to other politician cities.
And the crime rates are minimal, right? There are no big crimes, right?
No, even if I have seen an incident, if I would like to share, it is like when we crash a car in India into some people accidentally, there is kind of a riots and all everything happening. Here, you cannot see that thing happening. If even if accidentally you crash a car, your car is taken aside. You genuinely discuss things just like you're meeting at a coffee shop, and after discussing those things, they just call insurance companies, and insurance companies settle in themselves. You don't need to take any kind of other decisions or other kind of things in it. So there is actually a very less crime rate over here.
And there are a lot of students from India in Perth, especially in University of Western Australia, right?
Yes, there are very much adequate amount of students from southern India as well as northern India, and there are students from Bangladesh. There are many colloquial students from Sri Lanka too. So you will feel homely. There is no doubt that you will feel out of your zone.
Perfect. Perfect. So Hemant, thank you. Thanks a lot for this, because what we are also seeing here in India and especially in Nashik is, we are getting lots of inquiries for Australia nowadays, and people are thinking more about Australia. The process of Australia, especially the visa, it's a bit tough, it's a bit difficult. But still it is worth doing. That is what our broadcast will tell everyone, that okay, you go through a lot of hardship when you are trying to go in Australia, especially the visa part of it. But definitely, once you are done with it and you are in Australia, you will be quite safe also, and you will be quite in a position to really get economical education. Correct?
Yes, true. You will understand how to manage money, specifically.
Perfect.